It's our mates at Car kicking things off. We hit the mainland for the spectacular Kaikoura Hop.
Kaikoura is just a really laid-back, good event, mate. It just seems to flow, and the people, everyone's so happy around here, you know. And I know, look at the surroundings. The place is awesome, mate.
Kaikoura is a wide variety of cars. It's not just the Americans or the Australian classic V8s. I just enjoy looking at all different sorts of cars.
There's no one telling you, oh, you got to do this or that. So, yeah, no, it's good.
Welcome to Kaikoura Hop, year 8. It's our 8th year for us. So we're a car enthusiast show here. So we're enthusiastic about cars, all types of cars. And rock and roll and nostalgia type music. It's awesome. Of course, we turn on bright sunny days here for everybody to come and have a look at these fantastic and marvellous machineries from all over the country. Yeah, we're 2 years into recovery from the earthquake, so it's a very important thing for the community of Kaikoura, and yeah, we're probably another 2 years away from getting back to full potential, but in the meantime, pretty damn impressed with what we've got, and hopefully we'll keep building on this each year.
Kaikoura, the destination, is a truly spectacular one. But to see how much the landscape has changed post-quake, you need only jump out of the car and wander down to the water's edge. The seabed has risen in places as much as 8 metres. It's been 2 years since our last visit, and the place feels eerily different. However, the rebuild is well underway, and significant roadworks wouldn't deter the 700-plus cars that invaded the coastal town en masse for 2018's Hop. This is no static event, with 4 days of cruising, shows, live music, even burnouts. If you were here, it was because you like driving, even if your choice of vehicle at first glance looks better suited to a drag strip.
It's a GDS Monaro, 75, so HJ. It's a big block Chevy, 555 cube, so it's dark block, 4 1/4 stroke, and 4.560 ball makes, yeah, 555 cube, with a Littlefield 1471 high helix blower and pair of big carbs. I just always liked it. I had been, I don't know, I said around the car for many years, just knew the guy that owned it previously and always thought, man, I need that. I need that in my life. Well, yeah, when I first viewed the car, it was supercharged and it was, as it is, it looks much the same, but I thought, well, it needs to be supercharged again because he detuned it after a few years, and I thought, oh, well, I want to put it back the way it was, and I want to put it on the road because it never really got across the line as far as getting cert and that, so I've done that, and I just want to be the guy that can drive this car to an event, do a really good number, and hopefully go home. So yeah, we built the engine. Craig Griffiths and Mochueka pieced it together with cylinder head specialists in Christchurch and come up with the package, and I've just been playing with the ignition and blowers and trying to get the right mix, really. Today on pump gas, probably around 850, I'd say. I'd like to get, on a good day with good fuel, I'd like to get 1200 if I could. Yeah, we'll see. Getting there.
Serious numbers, yes, but no good if you can't use it.
Yep, no, big radiator, big fans, and lots of advance while cruising, so yeah, it holds its temperature nice. Yep, when I first started driving around, couldn't get 5 minutes out of it, she'd be on the side of the road. Either out of gas or overheating.
While the Australian-built Holdens we grew up with might now be a thing of the past, it's business as usual for Rowan.
All the way, since I was at school till now, I've always had one tucked away somewhere. I'll never change.
From Aussie cars to something closer to home now. While calling this Plymouth a New Zealand car might be a bit of a stretch, it does have a very local history.
It's one of 87 built in Tony and Todd Motors back in 1960. When I was a young guy, like teenager about 30 years ago, I used to see this car driving around, and then I saw it on Trade Me, so I bought it, and it sat in the shed for about 5 years, and still got the original black plates on it, and reg has been on hold since I think 92. So yeah, I only just got it going a couple of months ago, yeah.
Not a typical Plymouth, and it's not your typical love story either.
Ugliness. It's just ugly, it's different. big fins. Yeah, I just thought it was cool. Yeah, I try to make it different because the car's different, so I kind of had a picture in my head and that's what came out. Yeah, it's taken me a couple of years to do it, but yeah, I've tried to do everything I can myself. Yeah, it's a driver, it'll get used. Got a few other cars so we chop and change, but yeah, it's doing the miles.
Driving, also high on the priorities list for Steve, despite his Gen 2 Camaro's very potent underpinnings.
It's a 1970 Chevy Camaro with a Brodex aluminium lightweight 410 sprint car engine, running a fuel injection and dash 11 Brodex heads. So the engine's running through a T56 Magnum gearbox with a Chev 12-bolt Camaro diff, true track centre with 411 diff gears. About 680 we did on the dyno a couple of years ago.
Previously owned by a friend and customer, once Steve got the keys, a tough car was always the blueprint, even if that meant going looking for excuses.
We built an engine for the guy, for the person I bought the car off, which was a pretty serious 410 Donovan with IDA Webbers and all that on it. Then I pulled the motor out to fix a dent in the sump and ended up building this new one because I had bits lying around and I just wanted to make it cooler. Yeah. We drove up from Greymouth. Me and my wife left on Thursday morning, just drove all the way here. Just been driving around. We had a couple of issues last night that we had to fix, but it's all about carring, isn't it? Yeah. So that was the main ambition, was to have a fast car that you can take to a circuit track, have a bit of fun, and still even just my wife can drive it, you know. It's not some radical thing that you need to be a race car driver to drive. So it's worked out good, you know.
With well over 700 cars and an estimated 12,000 in attendance, Kaikoura Hop's 4 days make for one massive show. Too massive to fit it all here, in fact, so we'll have more in store for you a little later in the series.